Hello everyone, my name is Lance090 and welcome back to Let's Play Oxygen Not Included. So we're doing alright so far. I am still pretty happy that we don't have bad gas pockets around here. Like the vacuum, that could actually help us. If we can figure out a way to make use of it. Actually, I can think of some ways to make use of it. If we could find a way to like separate the carbon dioxide out of the rest of the air, we could like pump it into one of these vacuums, and that would be pretty awesome. But I don't think that's an early game technology. I think that's a late technology. So let's look at research again. I was saying I wanted to go to science, sanitation sciences, because being able to get rid of the contaminated oxygen would be nice, but we don't have that much yet. Is there something we can do to get rid of carbon dioxide? Air scrubber. Oh man, it's way at the end, huh? So I guess not really. I think I still want to do that technology next. Once we can get to it. Yep, I think we actually just beat our, Oh yeah, now we're just pumping in some crazy oxygen. Well, this is in grams and these are in kilograms. But we're beating out our consumption rates now, with just this one oxidizer. You can see it's actually saying max gas pressure here. So like one of the reason why we can't just produce oxygen infinitely to keep ahead of ourselves is we hit this maximum pressure, and then what that's going to mean is we're going to be using up what oxygen we do have and replacing it with carbon dioxide over time. So we really have to figure out a way to get rid of the carbon dioxide. But we can't really do that till later, which is just a problem. It naturally sinks towards the bottom, so if you kind of just keep digging down, you can keep it pulling out of your base. But let's see, let's put some more tiles. Keep everyone busy. It's cranking out the science. They make more noises than I thought they did. I was playing with, I was just watching someone else's video while I was playing it before. So I didn't hear all the sound effects, but they make all sorts of weird noises. We visited 12 more times before they have to clean that out, which is why we need compost. And that will start producing the contaminated oxygen. Only requires a food source, and they're alright for now. The basic food source we can create is just mud and water. It's kind of funny. But, the better one is we can use these, meal lice to make food. Which is what we're gonna want to do when we can. I think I'll be turning this area into our kind of farm area, actually. I'll have them dig into this algae and copper. Put to good use. Gonna need more storage as well. Embedded beyond. Yeah, okay, it's just because we're knocking out the tiles, it's saying stuff's out of reach, but it's not actually out of reach. Now it's saying we're insufficient oxygen again. Let's look at the report. They must be using more up as they go through their day here. Actually, it's kind of just fluctuating up and down. It might steady out. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Again, we have to get rid of the carbon dioxide first, which is what we're hoping for. Is that the terrarium isn't lying about taking carbon dioxide out. It's early access, so stuff can not work the way you might think it would. Excuse me. But before, I was clicking on them and it wasn't saying that it was pulling in carbon dioxide. It would say it was producing oxygen, but it wasn't really telling me more than that. Oh, you know what? We need access to water. But they don't need it to drink for some reason. It's kind of funny. But for science, I think they're going to need it. At least the advanced science, they need water. And also to make the food in the long term, they need water. Let's see. And this is where it gets annoying because I can't really... If I build more base, I will have to... I'll have to produce more oxygen to fill the base with. So it is still tempting to do what I was talking about before, to go mine over here to get to this water. At the same time, I could make a lot less area that needs to be filled just by digging into this one. So I have to make a decision there. I think it's smarter just to dig into this one. Yeah. Let's do it. Now the next question is, do I want to build any kind of like airlock down here? I don't think we need to. I'm probably just overthinking things. I'm gonna see if building a ladder will tell them to automatically mine this. I don't know if it does or not. He's delivering sandstone to it. Yeah, they're gonna automatically mine it. Okay, that's good to know. She's skilled up. Level 2 at digging. Good. I'm going to... kind of running around a lot when I'd rather them kind of focus. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the priority of this just a tad. That might even pull him off. I hope it doesn't. I don't think he can stop once he's started with the research anyway. I think they can only start a new task once they finish one other one. Oh, no, he doesn't get prioritized over it. So I'm not exactly sure how that works. In RimWorld, if I increase this priority up a level, he would have gotten knocked off of it. I'm gonna have to mute the microphone though, there's a train coming. Kind of annoying timing on that train, because I had stuff I needed to talk about here. We have the printing pod says there's new duplicates available. So over time, this will allow you to print out new colonists. So let's see who's available for us. This guy is decent at cooking, and he can learn and tinker, dig. Diver's lungs doesn't really help us. He can't fight. I don't think that's very big of a problem, so he's a pretty good candidate, I think. This guy can build really, really well. But he cannot learn, he can carry a lot, so that would also help him with building, actually. Bottomless stomach, I'm gonna eat more food. They ought to be sleeping. Does that mean he sleeps less, or does that mean he sleeps in the morning instead? I don't know. And you're just really good at resisting disease? I don't think that... Ability to heal after injury. That doesn't really seem to apply to healing other people, though. I think it's going to be this guy, just because he's not really bad in any way. We'll print him out. We can also just reject them all if we don't want to add more people to the colony. Just something we might want to consider. Just put that there. Well, we should make sure his jobs don't overlap with other people's. Although he can actually research. But I think I'd rather him be the person who learns to cook and stuff. So let's make this guy the dedicated researcher, and this guy can just get better at doing the other things. So I'm kind of also hoping that this will kind of be a sink for our carbon dioxide. And it looks like it might already be. Let me see. Yeah, we don't have as much carbon dioxide up in here anymore. It's kind of just getting pushed down. So that was actually kind of the best thing I could have done. Surprisingly. Alright, so now we have access to water without having to pump water around. Oh, you're the person who goes to sleep. I guess it's okay if you're gonna be the researcher. Money needs a food source. We still have enough for the people to eat 18 more times total. So with 4 people, that's between 4 and 5 times for everyone to eat. 4 and 5 cycles for everyone to eat, so we don't really have to worry about it too badly yet. We don't really have our technology to plant new food yet either, so. Have them tile up new stuff just to help out the environment. Or the decor levels. Oh, I didn't look at the after action report there. Let's see. I actually gained oxygen, so I don't think we're actually in a problem spot yet to need another generator. And our first research is complete. Awesome. So this is where I start to make mistakes. I need to decide what's actually the best. Converts 2 mush bars into 1 deep frying mush bar. Oops. Yeah, temperature management could come in handy as well. I think we definitely do want to go liquid piping, sanitation. Hey, he leveled up at learning. I think learning is overpowered in this game right now. Again, early access, but it increases their skill gain for any job. And it's also used for research, so it kind of really piles on really quick. And research is really easy to do, all it requires is dirt. So you're probably wondering why I'm expanding so slowly, like I could just be mining out infinitely pretty much. But that's to keep things from happening the way they happened in my last game. I think I expanded too far, and the more space I open up, the more oxygen I'm going to have to produce to fill it. But now we can build new stuff, so I need to actually do that. I kind of forgot. Kind of got distracted. So for one, with refinement, we can build a compost pile. What I'm going to do is try to rein in the negative effects this compost pile is going to have. I'm going to do that first. Kind of corner in this bathroom area. And we're going to put the compost pile in the bathroom. That's what we gotta do for now, I think. Do I want to do that? If the bathroom's not actually producing contamination on its own, I think this is actually the wrong mistake. And I did this last time, so maybe that was one of the first mistakes I made. Instead, dig out something like that. Stick it in. I'll do that even though it's not actually going to stop the gas from getting out. But hopefully this will kind of keep the contaminated gas from getting into the rest of the base a little bit. I'm not really sure what the point of this door is out. Maybe just to keep enemies out, once that actually becomes a thing. Alright, so refinement, poop pile, put it in there. And increase the priority. I kind of just want to get it built before the oxygen flows into here. Just in the hope that it'll kind of help it prevent from getting mixed in with the rest of the air. Now, let's see. We can build other things too that are important. We can build planter boxes now. We can also cook, but we could always do that. I guess we might as well just build this so it's ready to go. I think it needs water, so we're going to build it pretty close to our water supply. It also needs power, so that's about the best spot for it. And then for plants, plants actually suffer from heat, and a lot of this stuff is going to produce heat, so I'm thinking I'm actually just going to upgrow them up here. They'll have a little bit more of a walk to do to deal with this, but I think it'll be okay. We'll start with like 2. So it says insufficient oxygen. We do have another duplicate now, so there's a chance that got the compost pile now. I'm gonna tell them to clean the toilet. They don't have to do that early, they'll do it on their own once it's full. But I figure I should get them started on doing that. And we should also hook this up to power. And the next thing we can build that might actually help with our oxygen problems. We have these algae terrariums. And these, or what we were talking about, they convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, but I don't know. So let's see, where's our carbon dioxide at? We know it's kind of flowing down in here, but let's see for sure. Yeah, mostly. It's kind of falling down in there. There's some other pockets of it kind of just hanging around randomly. So I'll just put them next to the compost pile. I don't know if this produces CO2 when it's working, but if it does, this is a good option for us. This is saying it has no fabrications queued on our food production. I don't know if we need to worry about it quite yet. We shouldn't wait till it's an emergency, but they're gathering water down here now to fill these terrariums with. So if you look at these, scrolling over it, it says it's using algae, because they have to plant algae on it. It's using water, okay, and it's emitting oxygen. It says there's carbon dioxide on this spot, but it's not saying that it's pulling in carbon dioxide. And then over here, it's the same thing. It's using algae, it's using water, it's emitting oxygen. It's not talking about pulling in carbon dioxide. It says it has heat, it says it produces thermal conductivity, it says what the contents are. It's not saying it's pulling in carbon dioxide. Maybe it is, and it's just not telling us. Okay, put the contaminated dirt in there, so now there's going to be contaminated oxygen going around. But they're also producing oxygen. They do produce oxygen for sure. I do know that much. I just don't know if they're truly pulling in carbon dioxide or not. If they do, it doesn't tell you the numbers at least, so you're kind of just hoping that it does. Alright, we have a good start here though. We do have 2 mealwood seeds to start us off with. Oh, I forgot to press plant on the first one. Good. I'm tempted to go break into this other one too to get more wheelwood. Are we ready to expand? Let me think. Fetching water, what's it gonna tell me here? It just tells you they can get it from 2 tiles away. Tinkering leveled up. Insufficient oxygen. Don't think that's actually true because you just look. Like all of these spaces have very breathable on them. Before we had this area was not fully breathable, so I think we're pretty good on that front. I think I do want to try to break into this room though. There's lots of plants and things in there. Is there a particular way I want to do it? It's probably just like that. Alright, doing good so far. I'm pretty happy with how we're going. Did not do this good this the first time. Now you can see a lot more of the map too, by the way. You can see here, this one has like contaminated oxygen in it. This one has contaminated oxygen, chlorine, hydrogen, chlorine, contaminated oxygen, contaminated oxygen. Even these things are not as bad as they were in mine. I can't remember what was in mine, but I think they're almost all chlorine or something really bad. Insufficient oxygen production, I don't really believe it. Once we break into this, I think we'll actually have an influx of oxygen. Yeah, because this is like high pressure oxygen. We don't necessarily want high pressure, but we do have places we can vent. If we so desired. And we're gonna need a ladder. Oh, he stopped mining because I changed the order. That's fine. Yeah, we'll start telling them to make Myslos if we can. I don't know how to tell if we have certain edibles. We do have some meal ice. How much do you need to actually do this? 5 kilograms of meal ice? Oh. Yeah. See, again, it's wrong because it's saying kilocalories, but that's actually not truly the case. I'll let them go a little bit more. Things are almost peaceful in this game. They were kind of a little bit more hectic in my last one. Yes, experience just does that, but yeah. Surprising how much knowing what you're doing can help you. These tiles in just so they like their environment a little bit more when they're sleeping. Things will fall apart if we run out of like algae or something. Right now we're doing pretty good. Just waiting on science, really. I'm waiting on where they're standing, which I don't know if that's the smartest idea or not. Alright, research complete. Liquid piping. Alright, now we actually do have to make some new decisions here. Because as I said, I wanted to go for sanitation sciences. This will help their mood quite a bit as we progress here. Although we need to do percolation in order to get to the air scrubber. I don't think these other things are too tempting though. The only thing is, why I'm not just like jumping on this immediately, is we're gonna have to build the supercomputer here. But that's not the end of the world, it's actually not that bad. So gotta grab this. It's gigantic, but it actually doesn't cost too much. It just costs 400 copper. Drop it down. Connect it to power. And I can just click Sanitation Sciences and get us on the way. Since there is so much contaminated oxygen pockets, we are going to want to build like some kind of airlock room that's filled with those air decontaminators. But yeah, we have the liquid piping now, which allows us to pipe basically just water around. I don't know if there's any other kinds of liquids right now. I don't know if we want to or need to, but we can. I think there's some devices that you have to pump water directly into them. That's probably their best use. Otherwise, we just do it to be like, I don't know, move this water into this pit. It doesn't particularly matter too much. Alright, now we have access to all this stuff. Tell them to harvest what they can. Why not? Actually, our storage capacity is a little bit full. That's fine by me. Wonder if we'll have enough meal lice after they harvest that to make a meal lice block. I'd like to help our colonists from not having to eat dirt if I could avoid it. Oh, I think one thing we'll need the water pumping for actually is the bathroom once we build one, which is what this next technology we're going for is going to have. We just have to tell this to make research infinitely. I'm sure in the future it'll not have to do that. That just seems like an early access thing right now, where you have to tell it to build research. See, now we're draining into water a little bit because they have to use water to run this machine. They're also going to need it once they start building food here. Yeah, I kind of wanted to tell them to prioritize those sweeping jobs, but actually, I don't know why they're not really doing that. They're kind of just leaving stuff around. I don't think I've been giving them that many jobs. Alright, her level research has gone up again. I said her, but his name looks like he and his name's Abe, so. Alright. Good stuff. We'll need to start making food, though, I think. I don't know, they're actually in pretty good shape. They have all this muckroot, I think. Muckroot's just one of these plants we've been finding. They're just like one-time eat things. You can't really make extra food out of them. But as you can see, it's kind of increased our food supply rather than made it go down. But we're out of time for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and have a good day.